So welcome back, guys. This is the Stuff You Tech YouTube channel, and today we will be building a PC for my brother, and he decided to give me a budget and said I can go nuts and get any component that I want that fits into that budget. So I went with some interesting things here, like a brand of NVMe that I've never used, a brand of RAM that I've never used. Used the Gigabyte AUROS boards before, so I'm quite confident that is a great choice. And then I picked up a used, or rather second-hand, Ryzen 2700X. This is an amazing processor for an amazing price. This is an 8-core 16-thread processor, 3.7 base clock, which is amazing. And then we're going to pair it up with a Cooler Master V1 200 watt. That is a platinum power supply. So I think we are ready to give this a closer look and then start building. Awesome. So on my bench here, I've got the AUROS motherboard, or rather Gigabyte AUROS, the B450 AUROS Elite. I found it on a special, so I decided to go for that. Then this is interesting. This is a brand called T-Force, and I love the design of that memory, so we're going to go for that. And then, as you can see, this box has been opened. This is a used processor. It arrived this morning from shipping, so quite keen to get that inside the machine. And then this is very cool. NVMe drive, 480 gig. Such a weird name, but I think it's going to look amazing in this setup. So let's look under the hood of this motherboard box. Yeah, stock standard packaging, nothing really special here. I love this motherboard. I chose it just because it looks great, and for the price of about $1,500, I could not get a better deal even if I tried. So this board has 4 RAM slots, which makes a big difference. In this price range, you generally only get about 2 RAM slots. It's got 2 PCIe Express for graphics cards, which is awesome. And then it's got how many SATA ports? A lot. If you still need to add anything other than an NVMe drive into this setup, which we're not going to, we're only going to stick with our one NVMe drive. Then the backplate or I/O shield is actually already attached to the board, which is amazing. It makes installing it super easy, and you can never lose a backplate. If we look at the connectors or connection options at the back, we've got HDMI, DVI, normal PS2 for keyboard or mouse, 4 USB 2, 4 USB 3, Ethernet is 1 gigabit, and any audio connector that you can think of. Nice little backplate installed for CPU, but I reckon if you're going to install a proper CPU cooler, you can replace that. Let's build it. And here we have it, guys, all done and dusted. I decided to install the RX 478GB mining graphics card that we used in our previous build, just to do a direct comparison to see what is the performance that we could get out of this. My brother will be using a 1070 in this rig, which is probably okay for now. That's probably the one thing that he would need to upgrade in the near future. I think it looks absolutely amazing. All the RGB lights and everything looks incredible. The thing that really catches my eye in this build is that NVMe drive. It has that absolutely amazing RGB heat spreader. I'm not a massive fan of RGB generally, but I think it looks really awesome. In a space or an area where there generally won't be a lot of light, it really looks cool next to that AUROS logo. So super happy about that bottom lighting effect that we have. And then obviously at the top we have the prism cooler that came with the CPU next to that awesome RGB lighting as well, and then obviously the 3 RGB fans in front. So for the game to benchmark this new build, I decided to go for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 version. The reason for that is it's the only game that I could feel and see performance differences when adding a CPU that has more than 4 cores. I saw massive performance increases going from a 4 to a 6 core, and then 8 core is actually what I want to aim for when playing this game, especially when you're streaming this game. So obviously the Ryzen 2700X will win at 105 frames per second average versus the Ryzen 3, which is 91 frames per second average, and then the Athlon GE bringing in the rare end with a 56 average. I think the thing to note here is the fact that all of these machines run the 478GB, which when you look at the Ryzen 300 or Ryzen 3 200 rather, that is the kind of CPU that you would probably run with this graphics card. But if you're going for a 2700X, you minimum want to run a 1070 because there's massive bottlenecking happening here with that graphics card. So the case that we used for this build was actually really cool. This is the Phanteck's Eclipse P300. I must say I was super impressed with this. It comes with tempered glass, the 3 RGB fans already installed in the front. So to build it in this case was just an absolute breeze. I really like it. I like the Phanteck's brand. It is something that I would probably buy myself if I ever do a build. It's got the removable filter at the top. It's got all the little extra things, thumb screws, things that should be standard with cases these days. It just feels like the build quality is also above the usual build quality that you would see for a case of this price. Generally they sell locally for around 1,000 Rand, which is really not that big of a deal. What I do like about it as well is it's got this hidden compartment for the power supply. So when you install the power supply and you're looking at the front of the case and through the tempered glass, you don't see the power supply. All those cables are hidden completely from view, which is absolutely amazing, and it really makes the look and feel of this build just seem that little bit more tidier. Another thing that's worth mentioning is they have these awesome little cables to do, or straps, Velcro straps to do cable management with, and that is just an extra little thumbs up from me. Instead of using the general zip ties or cable ties, to use these straps is really convenient, and it looks awesome when you're done building it and everything is packed tightly in those straps. So some final thoughts on this. I am very pleased with this build. It looks amazing. It was super easy to do. Everything worked on the first try. This tempered glass panel is just also awesome when you put it on. I must say I'm just really stoked with this build, and I think my brother is going to be over the moon when he sees this, and he just pops in his graphics card and then off he goes. Windows already installed, so he's going to be super happy when he receives this. If you like this video, please click that button. And if you want to see future videos like these, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bells so that you don't miss any of these future videos. Really appreciate it, guys. And in our next video, we're going to try and wash this graphics card, so you don't want to miss that. Cheers.